So we are just on our way for our first morning run.
For 9 months, a group of INEOS graduates have been preparing for a unique 350-mile endurance challenge across Namibia.
I'm looking forward to meeting all the guys a bit further, especially the Americans, because we haven't seen them yet, and then see how far we can push ourselves.
We have literally done an 11-hour flight. We have then gone on to a really tiny mini propeller plane, which was terrifying, for about an hour and a half, got to the middle of nowhere, and then driven for another hour to get where we are now.
Finally, the date arrived, and the Namibian wilderness awaited. Were they ready?
Anybody nervous? Yeah, everybody nervous, that's good.
On the first day, the team cruised through the sand and rock. But after a night under the stars, the following morning, the desert bit back.
Generally have the wind from our backs, which is the cold wind from the sea. And unfortunately, the Namib Desert changed its tune and said, sorry, you're going to have the hot wind from the inland. So it's made cycling incredibly tough, and I'm afraid we're going to have to bunch together in pelotons to try and get through this.
I've never hated anything in the world more than this wind just now. This wind is terrific. The wind just saps any energy out of you, the sand saps the rest, and you're just dehydrated because any sweat's straight off you.
The interesting stat is that they ran the first 21 faster than they cycled the next 21. That's how slow the going's been.
Despite the adverse conditions, everyone made it to the camp before nightfall.
Oh yes! It was getting darker and darker, and more people were dropping off. Even one of the guides was being sick at one point, but we made it.
There were plenty of tired bodies, but respite was short-lived, as sunrise brought with it a new mountain to climb, literally.
So we came here to attempt the Brandberg Mountain, one of the highlights of what Namibia is about. Everybody was a little, how can you call it, nervous. There was a bit of trepidation, but they seemed to take on the challenge.
We're a bit lost. We came a bit of the wrong way, so now we're going back down. Coming up was hard enough. I really want to make it to the summit. I'll be gutted if we don't, but we'll wait and see, because this isn't easy.
The punishing climb split the group, and reaching the summit became a race against time.
Mini meltdown over. Gonna smash it now.
160 kilometers down, with 180 still to go, the Grads had to dig deep and face up to the desert marathon that was the 4th day's test. Along the route, a surprise lay in store to give them a boost for the final push. INEOS Chairman Jim Ratcliffe had flown in to run the final leg of the challenge alongside his graduates.
It was clearly a real test of character and a real adventure, something very, very different, and INEOS, in its own way, is sort of different. And we need people in an organisation like INEOS which have got a bit of grit and determination, a bit of character.
After 5 days and 350 desert kilometres, every single graduate crossed the finish line, completing what must be one of the most epic corporate graduate events ever.
But they'll never forget the times together, and they're pretty real times. I mean, there's tears and there's blood and there's 12-hour days of digging deep, and you feed off each other, and that becomes, I think, unbreakable. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that as time goes by, this group of graduates will really have a special bond because of this week.